Live at the door. All right. All right, you're good. You go inside.
Good morning, everyone. Normally when I do these podcasts, I am actually I'm actually lying to you. It's never in the morning. I've lied most of the time. This one, however, is at 8 in the morning. It is with Joe. They are just a wonderful person involved with this scene. So, welcome, Joe, for Righteous Anger.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for doing an early morning for me. I appreciate it.
Hey, I think this is really this is important to me to get more. I've been interviewing bands and people involved in like, well, just kind of bands for the last year or so, and I think that kind of with uh honestly the thing that sparked off like who I want to talk to more is because of the Thumbs Up Records thing. I was like, okay, I want to know more about what it's like, and I think people want to know what it's like on that side, record label stuff. And after looking into y'all's thing, uh I love what y'all are doing on the concept of like it is more I think you should dive into kind of the ethos, but the way that I see it is it's way more of this community driven thing than it actually even being a record label. Like, yes,
Yeah.
there's label stuff there, but it just seems more like this. I don't know. You have not necessarily street team, but like just a community.
Yeah. So that's essentially what we had to become because there was a void of that in the scene. I wasn't just going to become a record label to like make money and chill out and take advantage of artists and do all this crazy stuff. I started a label because I love music and I love being a fan of music and I love making life easier for people. So, to have that community driven support is really necessary, as is mutual aid in any sort of community. But I think that's what really drives Righteous Anger because now we have this thing behind us to motivate us and to give us reason to live. Yeah.
That's so real.
Yeah.
The what would so Tell me more about the community-driven aspects of it. What were the things that you wanted to make sure that you separated yourself from what the concept of what other record labels are?
Our big thing is harm reduction because we saw an issue within the community, not an issue, but a problem within the community that
Mhm.
needed to be solved. There was a lot of unsafe practices happening. People weren't even down to like people weren't wearing earplugs. So now we carry earplugs around. So these sort of community driven, we also only partner with bands who are very community driven as well, like 10 Month Summer.
Mhm.
So shout out,
Do I know Ted
yeah.
Love Summer?
Shout out to them. They were my first ever sign, and I think that they were a really good representation of what we stand for,
Mhm.
as far as helping out the community and, playing these benefit shows, doing these compilation albums that I almost forgot to mention about. Uh,
Yes. It's
that
oh,
money is going to PCRF. All the band camp sales, all of them are going to the PCRF.
that's
Because we
awesome.
were lucky enough, yeah, we were lucky enough that we made a profit. So we were able to send everything over from Bandcamp.
That's so large. It's actually I was when you and I started talking, I tried to kind of like reach into the internet to find more about, where y'all are at. And is y'all are just kind of on Instagram showing everything. That's kind of where the front facing aspect of y'all are.
Yeah, we're working on a website actually, righteousanger.co. It's not like live yet or anything like that.
Mhm.
That's been in the works for about a year. Shout out to my homie Cameron. He's been doing a lot of our web design and like our advertising and making sure that the art that I put out looks okay.
Mhm.
So he rocks. Um, but we're not really we don't have like an advertising budget. We don't have like this big money that a lot of other labels are coming
No,
with.
it's
So we
just
rely on,
nice. It's nice that y'all are using just kind of everything. It's just I think the ethical is I think really important here, and I
Mhm.
think that uh also the community driven word of mouth thing is way more powerful than everyone expects anyways. And so just
Mhm.
using the tools in front of you, like, the your color scheme branding that y'all do on Instagram has been like this awesome, like, back and forth black and red checkerboard, which has been just it's really cool. I like your branding a lot. I like that it's first of all, I love the name as well. Where did y'all come up with the name? I mean, it's obviously kind of like pretty like right in front of you where it's from, but
Yeah.
I would just give me a little bit more history of like, when it started, why you wanted to create it, if there was any like catalyst moment. Yeah, just kind of let's dive into that.
Yeah, so Righteous Anger Records was kind of invented as a way to sell, like market, not sell, but distribute my own music,
Hmm.
which I don't need to get too much into. But we came around during the pandemic, um, where we were seeing the entire world fail us, as far as, governments failing people, hospitals failing people, not by fault of their own, but everything was falling apart. And I worked the 2020 election. Um,
In Chicago, were you doing door to door or were you doing phone banking?
I actually worked in Iowa. I was a precinct
Cool.
captain in the Iowa caucuses.
Awesome. I'm from Iowa, so that is like
Oh,
near
nice.
and yeah, I grew up in Iowa City.
I'm from Humboldt.
Okay, awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, so I was full of piss and vinegar, as they say. I was
Yep.
very righteously angry at a lot of things. Um, and I think I just needed to put that out in front and say, this is where we're coming from. And from right from the beginning, I wanted to be a community driven thing. I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to do the benefit shows that we are planning on doing, hopefully planning on doing these cover compilations for charity. That's been the dream since the start. We've never been around to make money or really do business in any in any real actual sense of the word.
I think that there's something about the scene, and maybe it's I don't know where it stems from, but there's maybe it's because it's just my own feelings, like feeling made manifest and seeing everyone, a lot of other people do it, where there is this community mindset and even just mindset in general where it's like I just want to make stuff with everybody, and then just if it happens to do, once the cup is filled, any spillover should be going to everyone in like the weirdest way. Like that should be like the normal thought process. Like I want my costs back. And maybe it's because I have my own ethical thing where it's like the band, like me being in a band is almost kind of secondary in course of my life, where like I have my stability, um uh I have my job, I've got my wife and my house and my dogs and my cats, and then
Mhm.
I also do this hobby on the side which does cost money, but I'm not looking for this to do anything other than, I'm having so much fun. So I'm also
Mhm.
willing to take a hit on things as well just because I'm having a lot of fun. And so when I think about like, you know, any of these, cover compilations, merch, things like that, where it's like, hey, after we get back to zero, everything else goes to everybody else because that's the whole fucking point. So
Mhm.
to see y'all use that as like the main core ethos has been awesome.
Yeah, and I think, you know, not to shade anybody, but it's really easy.
It is.
It's so easy to just be a good person. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wish more people are doing it.
I think that it's I think that there's been I think the record, all right, so on the record label side of Righteous Anger, which yes, it is a record label. Let's talk about kind of the You're Gonna Miss It All modern baseball thing. Um,
Mhm.
uh, First of all, I found out that that was y'all like this morning.
Oh, really?
I just found out that that was y'all getting that massive list of bands to get involved with that, that's a crazy and amazing undertaking for like a first compilation. Was that the first compilation of y'all's?
It was our first project, period.
That's insane. What was it like pitching that to like kind of some pretty big heavy hitters?
I was in a band at the time, so I had to leverage that.
Hmm.
Because Righteous Anger, understand, had like 12 followers on Instagram at this point.
Yeah.
So I was leveraging, the power of being in a band and being like, hey, we're part of this thing. We have friends who are part of this thing, and our friends were Arcadia Gray
Hmm.
and Wise Disguise,
Hmm.
who had just agreed very early on to be on the record. And I really think that was the reason that people signed on, was because we had huge cosigns right from the beginning.
That's great.
Uh,
That's so
yeah,
that's just like the steamrolling effect of that. And first of all, everyone's piece that they did on that compilation is like uh a masterwork. And
mhm.
I really love clipboards. Clipboards really like decided to like subvert a lot of the stuff, and that was
Our
really really
$50. Yeah.
those cats are fucking really creative. So that was super cool. But that's awesome that was there any inspiration of like why you wanted to do that, or did you just see the timing line up for when you remembered when that record released?
It was the idea of one of my old bandmates. He was really into the album and he was like, you know what? What if? And I was like, I'm here to
Great.
make your dream come true. So let's
Yeah,
try it. It was
I
this
love
like
that.
crazy Hail Mary and it worked. So
Yeah, that was it was a to know that that ended up being like what a wonderful project, and also to know that it was y'all, it means that there was probably a decent amount money raised for PCRF and things that y'all wanted to be involved with. So that's really really cool. Are there any are do y'all are y'all cooking, by the way? Like
cooking. We might be in the kitchen on some things. I will say, I'll give a I feel like this is public knowledge. We're doing a Fall Out Boy compilation.
Oh, yes. Okay, cool.
I was gonna try to give hints, but people already know, so that doesn't work.
That is it's I forgot because I'm also on that.
Yep,
We
yep,
are, that's good. That's completely true. We're on that.
I forgot.
Me too.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, and I
Um,
have a lot to hurry up with that one. I'm pretty sure
Fall Out Boy
that's
is one of my
due
favorite
pretty soon.
bands. So
Yes.
yeah, like 15 days. So
Yes. I'm yes, we have to probably get to that ASAP. I actually probably should reach out to Mikey uh right after this is done. It's like we gotta fucking hurry up, dog. Oh shit. Okay, so cool compilations coming out. When it comes to workload and things like that, I know that I try and keep a balanced life and that stuff like that. What are your goals by the end of the year? What are is it kind of a day by day basis? Or are y'all just trying to slowly kind of, expand what you can? I'm excited to hear what the plans are.
I'm a planner.
Hmm.
I'm a big, big, big planner. So I know what we're doing for the next year.
Hmm.
We are looking to expand the family,
Hmm.
which is going to be very fun and exciting.
Cool.
That'll probably happen around this fall if everything goes according to plan.
Cool.
We have Fall Out Boy compilation. I'm trying to put together benefit shows. I kind of mentioned that earlier,
Yeah.
but yeah, as part of our outreach initiative for the sake of the scene, we're trying to expand into doing benefit shows.
Hmm.
And we've already had, like, once we announced that, we had a few people like say that they were down to do another community thing.
Hmm.
Uh, so that's a goal, to get those done, to get some people there. Uh, um, what else? I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I don't have anything that's like huge to say at the moment.
Sure.
Everything
It's
right now is such a fledgling baby idea.
totally. I like the seed aspect where it's like, listen, you can have seeds. You can have lots of seeds. I think when things fumble is when it's like you try to do too much and you're unorganized, and you seem like so cool, calm, and collected about the future of Righteous Anger, which is like so cool. I'm so excited to see there's the record label thing that has been very interesting as a is there anything that you try and make sure that like again part of your core ethos where yes DIY but it's kind of also DIT where it's you know yes I want you to do this yourself but we're here to help and not you know we don't want to step on any toes. What are some things that you talk with like with your artists of that kind of relationship that separates you from other record labels?
I don't want to talk too much about our contract terms, but they are
Mhm.
very lax as far as us getting married to each
Yes,
other.
totally, totally.
Because my big thing is that, especially with DIY bands, at any given moment, a bigger and better label with more money to throw at them can come
Mhm,
along and say, "Hey, we want you," and I
mhm.
don't want to be the one that's holding them back from that.
Totally.
So I want to be able to like see people, I want to be a catapult for
Mhm.
people into like a bigger world.
I love
Um,
that.
Thank you, but it's a lot of it is DIY. Tama Summer does a lot of stuff themselves. So
Sure.
they're very
Yeah.
self-sufficient as far as like self-promotion and like getting content out there, all that good stuff. So they've been very do it yourself.
Hmm.
Um, but I sorry, there was a bug on my computer. Um, and I'm looking to like as our capabilities expand more, as we have more people come and helping out, we would like if we're ever able to get a thing like a marketing department, like we would
Hmm.
love to be able to lift that burden off of them and say, hey, we'll post 5 TikToks a day for you if you
Sure.
if that's what needs to happen. Um, but yeah, I would like to help in any way I can, but not take the reins in anything, if that makes sense.
I think that it's nice to see a a label looking at instead of looking at like a product, it's like looking for a partnership where it's like looking for like someone to hold hands with, where it's like, yeah, everything kind of sucks right now. So having where it's you kind of reach out a helping hand rather than like, hey, we'll package this product nicely for you. Where it comes from just it comes from a place closer to um like just the heart and not from like a business aspect and like is the business aspects like something you think about or is that like part of like oh no this isn't even anything like that. I would say that y'all are like kind of the anti-record label.
I think about business to the extent that I have to file taxes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, that's about it. Um, the rest of it is I just want to make friends and I want to help people out. And I feel like this is what a record label should be. And it's really not hard to like structure your business around making long-lasting relationships within the industry and making friendships and, cultivating that instead of becoming a millionaire off
I
of,
I
poor musicians.
I think it's really cool to see y'all take more of the ideas of these things that y'all want to do and just put a name under it and a feeling under it where it's like okay yeah
Mhm.
we want to do this but you know we might as well do it under a moniker and so that everyone knows that yeah that's us doing that and this is what we believe in and it's there is you know the do-it-yourself mindset with that you've just taken to the next step where it's like okay yeah we'll do it with us we'll do it for you we'll do it for you we'll do it for you let's see how far we can take this it's really really cool I think that just like I think one thing I find just interesting about the whole thing is that I came from a place where I didn't know. I think it was in like my early 20s where I didn't have, I feel like I always look back and I'm like, I didn't even have like a personality yet. I didn't have like this yet. I had all these, I had all, I was just like, I was an amalgamation of just like copying other stuff. And I
Mhm.
kind of, I had a conversation with somebody and, where it was like, you know, what do you want to do? What do you like? And you know, I had to like figure that kind of stuff out. And something that's always been inspiring for me is watching people that do know what they want and want to like actually the people that are able to cross that threshold from like talking about it and being an all talk person to moving into an action person, where like that
Mhm.
breaking that threshold, I feel like is actually pretty difficult for a lot of people. So like, was there a moment where y'all were like, okay, we're gonna fucking do this, we're gonna do this thing together? Like, I would love to know more about that.
It's the need for material help, you know? Talking isn't, feeding anybody.
Mm-mm.
Uh, so it's the need for actual mutual aid. Um, is that's the cat that was what made us be like, okay, let's shut our mouths and let's actually start doing something.
Hmm.
And that really started when we announced initiated for the sake of the scene,
Hmm.
which is our Narcan thing. Um, and that was like our first thing we ever did before we put out any music. We did that. And that was what like we kind of anchor to as like this is what we're doing and this is what we need to take to every sphere of influence that we have. And the spirit of righteous anger
It is.
flow.
It is just that. So it's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. And like we want to be able to inspire people to make change. And I've had like conversations with people where they tell me that like, and these are incredible conversations. They'll say that they got like re-CPR certified because they like saw the Narcan thing happening or because they heard about whatever we were doing. Um, and that's really special to me is the fact that we're able to like that makes us feel like we're actually able to make a change through things like because it's really hard. Like music can change the world, don't get me wrong, but that will
Sure.
take a minute. Narcan can save somebody's life right now. So
Hmm.
that's kind of why I'm talking about more a little bit more about that. As far as mutual aid goes.
Hmm.
But that's really it. It's just like can I say a bad word? Quit fucking around.
Yo, oh my God, please,
Fucking around.
you're allowed to fucking swear. Um, so actually, let's actually kind of give that, what are some things that are immediate mutual aid things that the audience can do to be more prepped, community mind focused, specifically in this scene? What can they do right now?
My first advice is to get involved with your local library. You can get free Narcan there. They'll have a ton of resources for anything. If you want to go and learn, great. If you want to go and learn about community services that you can either take part in or you can be benefited by. Um, get CPR certified. Carry Narcan with you. Um, look and ask questions, ask people what they need. Look around and see if there's somebody who's cold and see if you have an extra blanket. Be kind and just like walk into the world with like a giving spirit because love is an infinite resource and we each carry it in spades.
Hmm.
You're not going to run out of anything by loving somebody else.
I think that that mindset is I think that should be the first thing that we should all be kind of holding on to first as we walk out of the door every day. It should be like phone, wallet, keys, and then righteous anger. Like that's exactly kind of what it feels like. I think that getting the re-CPR trained is like actually a really wonderful idea. That'd be, have you all ever thought about like hosting like, a thing where everyone could get re-CPR trained together?
Yeah, so we had in the beginning of the this past summer, I planned on doing monthly Narcan trainings. Um, but that kind of fell through. We couldn't get like accreditation and like just because
Sure.
it was a bunch of bureaucracy stuff.
That sounds
So
like red tape bullshit.
yeah, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna try to get my accreditation so that I can do that because people have asked. So I
Mhm.
want to be able to offer that service as well, free of charge, of course, which is will be hard because like a lot of it'll be hard to find a free one that's not through Righteous Anger because like they make you pay out the behind for it
Mhm.
for no reason. For no, it's like putting an ad on top of like a Heimlich maneuver video on YouTube. Like,
Yeah, okay, I get it.
yeah, no. Yeah. I forgot what I was. I'm sorry. It's early. I forgot what I was saying.
Oh no, we were talking about the CPR training.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do it. Get recertified. And make sure that you're going, like I just went one that for work not too long ago. It was 3 hours long. Please put the effort in to go to a long one, a good one, an accredited one. Like go to your local hospital and see if they have anything going on. Go online. You don't even have to go anywhere now. Go
Mhm.
online and try to register for one. There's a million options and a million resources and a million ways that you can be helpful and make a positive difference in this world. And it's just a matter of, stop talking and do it.
It's also important. Like I remember, so a lot of things have changed in the last 15 years for me. And one of those things is I used to be a lifeguard and I was CPR trained, and it's completely different now. It's like they found a completely different way to do CPR now in comparison to the last 15 years. Like if anyone remembers when we grew up, how it was like a food pyramid. Apparently the food pyramid is gone.
Yeah,
It's like a circle, or it's something different now. And
exactly.
it's just like all right, so everything is different. So anyone that thinks that they know kind of what like the new, it's again, that stuff gets redone every year.
Mhm.
And there's studies done in the best ways to do CPR. So please, if you, the recertification is very important because things fucking change, and you want to make sure that you can not using the old tools. Please make
Mhm.
sure that you get recertified and things like that. And I'm inspired to do it, so I'm going to see if there's anything here in Nashville for that. So that's really cool, and I think that people need to be talking more about this and combining. Like, yeah, we could talk about five by fives and music and waiting for the new Kerosene Heights record all day. Like we could talk about that, but like there are things that there are these powers that DIY have that should be used for good.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, yes, we're all getting together by ourselves and taking things into our own hands. And I think that's, you know, uh, my Marxist part where it's like we are taking this kind of thing in our own hands. So like let's see if we can let's like move our gaze into helping people. So I like that y'all came out from the gate like, hey, we're gonna just start doing that. So I think that I would like to inspire more people to let's take our gaze from this thing that we all do ourselves, this DIY mentality, into also DIY help others as well. So this is so cool to kind of get that broken down. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Of course. Any day, anytime. If you ever need me for anything else, I'd be more than happy to do it.
I think that maybe there should be, once you do this, there's like a video version, or where you can
Mhm.
get people across from all of DIY to join some certification training, or there's so much stuff that I'm inspired by. Like you're not even coming from like you do come from the music side, but you come from like a larger part of DIY, which is helping people. And so you've already been making like these things, and I'm sitting here like, well, there's so much you could do. There's such a massive community already of all of us that are just kind of ready. Like you have kind of like this sleeping army ready to go. And so I'm excited to see what you do with that. And you're doing so much already. So like, you're a planner. I think the rest of your year is going to be really exciting. Just shout out everything that you're doing. This is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're proud of you. You've done a good job.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very glad that I got to chat a little bit about righteous anger. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to just kind of brag on myself a little bit and
I
gush
think you
about.
should give yourself a fucking pat on the back. Like you've done a good job. And I know that sometimes everyone has blinders on when you're working on this thing, and I mean, yes, stopping and smelling the roses is very important, but I think it's also to stop and look at the mirror and be proud of what you've done. It's a wonderful you have such a great head and heart on your shoulders, that it's just I hope people could take this podcast and kind of like really kind of look in themselves to like try and again move your gaze into, we can do all this stuff together, but we can also do stuff for others as well, to really lift this whole thing up. Because if everything sucks, like we can at least be together in all this.
Exactly.
So yeah, I would love, I think I'm gonna just, I'm going to play my favorite Tenmo song, and because, and under the guise of Righteous Angers. So here's Righteous Angers, 10 Month Summer. I'm gonna play I Get It, You're Scared. That was Righteous Anger's band and My Love's 10 Month Summer. That was I Get It, You're Scared. Joe, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. For
have a
having
wonderful rest of your morning, and I'll let you know when this comes out. This is really exciting.
Yeah, this is a beautiful way to start the day.
Yeah, it is the Morno. It is my Morno. All right. Listen, you have a wonderful rest of your day, okay?
You too. Talk to you later.
Take care.
Bye.